Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Hall of Code. Today, we have a really special guest with us. Her name's Yulia. She's had about 12 years of experience with communities and community management, with branding, and with a lot of experience with conducting events and hosting them as well. Without further ado, I'm just going to pass it on to Yulia. Yulia, if you could give a small introduction on who you are and what it is that you actually do to the audience that we have today.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So, as I said, my name is Yulia, and I had user acquisition and marketing for the startup called Nimbella. Nimbella is a serverless platform. Prior to that, I also worked with tech companies and being non-engineer and having basically, I will keep all my hands up to all engineers because my degree is mining engineer. I'm with you, but I did not work even single day as an engineer, and I'm so glad because it's not my cup of tea. But the thing which I've done, I was building startup communities, I was building developer communities. My brother is a very successful developer, Android developer in Russia. He leads the biggest Russian, like we have Facebook, and my brother is leading Russian Facebook, like Android development for Russian Facebook. So I know about development. I learn it because I have to understand the stuff, not look very stupid and blondie. The other thing that I'm specialized in, and I feel that what I was able to do successful for myself, to build a personal brand, to ensure that I'm known in the industry, to ensure that any situation happen, pandemic, not pandemic, I have tons of opportunities to join the companies which I desire and work on terms of conditions which I want to work on terms of conditions. So, and that's something which I believe community building and community in general help me to do. And today I will be glad to share all my inputs, all my personal hacks, uh, all my experience trying to pack it just in 1 hour and share it with you guys.
That was lovely, Yulia. That was a very nice introduction. So, as most of you guys know, the topic that we have chosen for today is the power of developer communities. We're gonna jump right in, Yulia, because we have a really interesting session lined up for everybody. To start off with, Yulia, can you explain why? Say I'm a developer. Why should I be a part of a larger developer community?
Yes, absolutely. The thing which I believe, and that what my life taught me, and it taught me on a hard way because like 8 years ago, I landed in Bangalore having a job from Russian company, and I had nobody. Like I really knew here nobody. My network was zero, and I had no, and I didn't care about it. I was pretty young, and I thought that it's fine. But after 2 months of building connections and trying to engage with people, I understand two things. India culture runs on community because you have so many communities inside of the country. You keep asking each other like, from where are you from? Are you Marathi? Are you Gujarati? Are you Marwari? Are you Sindhi or something? You keep asking. It's kind of community in the blood of India. That's what I realized. And the second thing I realized that to make work faster and quicker, and the something which a really professional person can do, you can do only through your network and connecting with the right people. So coming back to the question, why community matters and why you shall be the part of the community. Community can help you if you're looking for a job, if you're a student, if you're somebody who just fresher and somebody like me who 8 years ago landed and doesn't know anybody. So it will help you to connect to the right people, to the potential employees, to get the right ideas what is happening in the market, what has demand, and what is better already, every old technology. Because especially being a developer, being a techie guy, you shall know what is the future, which language shall you learn, which technology shall you learn. Because if you will start learning something deeply and actually the technology is dying, that will be very sad at the end of the day for your career. Then the second thing, you can learn from people who already experience and find the right mentor And I know that a lot of developers and techie guys, they pick up people to mentor, and they do it absolutely free, kind of pro bono, for multiple reasons. Some of them are really just genuinely nice. Some of them are looking for the right employees. That's why they're mentoring and trying to understand your mindset. Secondly, uh, in developer community, you can build your own personal brand. And for example, being just graduated from the university, you already can have such a multiple choice of multiple companies that would love you to pick you up, and you can start your rocking career. I have a wonderful example. uh, when I work here in India with a company, there was one guy who was very active. He was having multiple internships, who was building community for us, having and doing a lot of activities. And after once he got graduated, he got an offer from, I think, 5 or 6 companies. He picked up LinkedIn as his choice of career. He worked in LinkedIn maybe 3 years or something like that. And now he shifted on the kind of a senior management position in Google. And I can see that his career is constantly growing, and is growing on a very high speed. But why? Because during his student time, he put such a strong fundamental. He learned so much. He learned how to encourage other people, how to work with the team, how to organize events, how to actually understand what is working, what is not, how to connect with opinion leaders, how to connect with mentors. He took everything what community can offer to you, and now his career is growing. So in short, my answer would be that I suggest everybody to join community for the reasons: to build the right network, to understand what actually you shall study, to find the mentor, and the fourth reason will be to learn soft skills, what it calls, like, and hard skills you also can learn like through hackathons that Hackerearth organize, like so many choices here to improve it. But community more about learning soft skills and learning through somebody, through opinion leader, through the mentor, learning through the practitioner, the person who really knows the stuff. So that will be my kind of short answer to your question.
I think that actually answers the question really well. Yulia, you've been at the center of a bunch of communities in the last couple of years, specifically at the center of a lot of developer communities across the globe. Um, what's your experience, or what's your take on how it has been evolving? Because there's a lot of changes that the developer community has seen over the last couple of years. It didn't exist at a point, and right now it's stronger than ever, where people are okay with joining a community. There are opportunities, companies want to invest in it. How do you think this is evolving?
So firstly, like as any industry, COVID hit first any industry, and people, how to build community. I will open a secret for you. If you want to start building community, what to do? Just find 5 mindset people, decide the kind of the focus of the community, start organizing events and promote them. Promote them through network, like 5 people, your other 5 team members know other 5 people, so you can see that already 25 people you have for the first webinar. That's how you organize it, and that's how you can approach a speaker and tell that, you know what, I'm a person with this community. We we have so many members, like increase it maybe from 25 to make 75. It's not a big, like in terms of like your connections, that 5 people can easily bring 75 live visitors. Can you present on the topic which you're interested to learn? And then very important to do it consistently. And of course, when it was offline, when before COVID, it was much stronger connection which you can bring. It's like kind of, when you meet people online, you shall do eye breaking, that people will feel comfortable, the audience will engage, because most of yours who are listening right now live, they might doing something else on the laptop. I don't know, I don't know, checking some emails, replying on social media or something. People don't pay so much attention. That another uh, kind of concern that switching online happened. But what is very good, because after 2 months, everybody realized if you want to go global, when you were restricted into offline space, for example, you are from small town and city, something like indoor, you will be stick to the indoor community mostly, and your exposure to the global community will be very less, and your opportunities to find a mentor from outside of the community will be very less. Uh, so now the situation changed. Now you can be part of any global community where you want. And now if you want to get hired by the USA company, you don't want to get hired with Indian company, you can do it. If you want to go and be hired by UK company, you can do it, join UK communities and get exposure here. So the kind of borders are not here anymore. So that's extremely positive side for us. And that's something which I feel that every developer, everybody shall um, use it, because like don't like I can connect with like with Bangalore people because I'm in Bangalore anytime. But for me, it was a kind of it was very difficult to connect with people from Spain. But now I can connect with them. So use that kind of globalization on your benefit. So that's thing which is positive and negative. And regarding me, like I used to work, like currently I'm handling the global community of serverless enthusiasts that working with Nimbella. So here we organize a regular one event, one online conference that global speaker presenting. Like we have UK people, like people from all over the world, because we have a choice to pick up the best speakers who's really knowing the stuff, and we're not restricted to anywhere, so we took the best. Then we have like a community where we mentor people and we help them to learn serverless, because it's again kind of evangelism that we do on our company, on behalf of our company. Earlier to that, I used to work with a data driven marketing tool called SEMrush, with a community of developers around 40,000 globally,
Okay.
because SEMrush is a company where I think only 500 developers working, and SEMrush perspective of building developer community was not that we were trying to receive the adoption of the tool. We were trying to actually hire a good developers from anywhere, because that's
Wow.
how people are hiring. Because developer community is a wonderful tool for HR person. Early to that, I in St. Petersburg, the city which I belong to, I was helping my brother to build a community of Android developers to just benefit his own personal brand, and to ensure that his career is growing, because he's an introvert. For him, it was very difficult. I'm extrovert. He can speak to anybody. And I was student at that time, so I have free time on hand. So I was helping my brother, and currently, as an outcome of that kind of, very focused on building his brand of creating developer Android community, ensuring that he's not in the industry, but he's a wonderful developer himself. It's not that he's only good in building community, but he's good at his job. Currently, he's leading Android development in a very big company, like in the top company in Russia. Has a fantastic, fabulous package. He loves his job. He really enjoys what he does, and it's also outcome of developer community. So if you young developer, if you want to boost your career, go global, find the right communities anywhere where you want, connect with any speaker with whom you want. COVID just give you this gift, like just throw it on your face, use it.
Agreed, Yulia, agreed. Because I think more than a gift, it's probably something that's forced. Because now you don't have an option. You have to go global. Irrespective of how small your circle is, irrespective of how small your network is, your reach is, at some point you do have to go global, which is what most platforms also are helping you do. Hackerearth has a Hackerearth has a Slack channel that you can join, which has a bunch of global developers. And this is not the only platform that you can use. You can reach out to people on LinkedIn. There's a bunch of Slack groups out there which you can join. So I think that's a great advice to everybody out there, that you just need to go global, push your boundaries and your limits a little bit, and get out there, go talk to people, network. Not literally because of COVID, but just go out there and connect with people.
Just find the
Yulia,
right communities. The find online right communities. And I think the thing which we missed, and maybe people will be interested to learn, like where to find them, like how to join and at least learn how community function, right? I suggest for now, as I said, Slack channels, because Slack channels mostly free. You can join as many as you want and monitor what's happening there. But what I feel that Slack channels are made mostly for Q&A, when people ask and receive the answers. So it's easy way to connect with mentors. And you see who is answering you. Sometimes you can be extremely surprised that it could be like a co-founder of a massive company. Like it can be like, I know that, for example, Postman, the API tool, which is a unicorn, right? They used to reply 6 months ago. The co-founders used to reply in Slack channel. So imagine how quickly and easy it just to connect with the co-founder of Postman and CTO and get mentored by him. So the other thing which I suggest, it's less Facebook groups, but Facebook groups is slowly just the engagement rate and everything is going down. The thing which I suggest is Telegram channels, where you can usually it's much more straightforward, or WhatsApp groups where you can actually learn. There's a platform called meetup.com. Before COVID, it was extremely important tool for community building. Right now, unfortunately, I think they were not able to adapt to the new normal, and the engagement rate is very, very low. But here you can at least to go just explore what is whatever vacation is interesting, or what is the best, like for the serverless community, what is the best serverless community you can find. You can find the builders, you can connect with them. LinkedIn, on LinkedIn there are multiple events and close events that is happening. Just you need to be ensure that you know the right people, and to know the right people, just go on Slack, discover their names. Okay, if you can't find their names on Slack, go on meetup.com, find their names. There usually people write first name and last name. Find them on LinkedIn, connect with them, tell that I would love to be a part of your community that you are driving. Believe me, nobody would decline. Once you send such message that I would love to be the part of the communities that you are driving, nobody would ever decline you. Even if you will send it to the co-founder and CTO of any very big company, they will still accept your LinkedIn message. And then you can just see what's happening in their network. You will start receiving the right notifications, the right updates. And that's how I think the platforms which you have to be present right now to see what is happening. That's top of Slack. Discord, they're picking up pretty well. Discord communities, mostly gamers, but sometimes you can find a very good also tech communities on Discord, Meetup, LinkedIn, and Telegram. That's 5 channels which I will strongly suggest you to explore.
100%. Guys, there's also a bunch of hackathons, and this is not like a very shameless plug. I'm just saying there's a bunch of hackathons, even the virtual ones. Make sure you do participate in those, because they are really good places. They're really good breeding grounds for ideas to take flight. So make sure that you actually do participate in a bunch of hackathons. It doesn't have to be your idea doesn't have to be shortlisted every time, or your prototype doesn't always have to get selected. But just make sure that you are participating, because that'll ensure that you are a part of a larger community in the hackathon itself, and you'll be talking to a lot of team members, you'll be talking to a lot of teams, you'll be interacting with them, which is great for your profile. And trust me, you will find so many people who will give you insights that are really useful for you, and a lot of ideas for your prototype and for the projects you work on as well. So definitely, Yulia, that was great advice on how to actually be a part of communities as well. Yulia, the next big question which bothers a lot of people out there is not bothers exactly, but which quizzes and like people find really amusing is community the next big thing? And if yes, this is something which I would like to say. Is it already here? Do we have to say that it's the next big thing, or it's the big thing right now? And why are so many organizations trying to build their own community?
Absolutely. So I will tell that firstly, the trend of community building present like for the last 5 years. That's what at least I see. But it's still the next big thing. The reason why. We are speaking right now about developer communities, right? India is the most desiring market from all developer-centric companies. The reason why that by the research, I think of somebody of the fourth big has come that India by 2025, which is not far away, it's just like 4 years from here, will have 25 million developers in India itself. 25 million developers. And it will take almost 35% of developers globally. So a lot of, not a lot of, but like, I think every developer-centric company wants to have a strong presence in India right now because it's the most promising market, the market with maximum number of developers, the market where people outsource a lot of development. And as I said, India runs on communities. It is a very cultural thing that India runs on communities. Anything was happen, like even I call myself like on Instagram Russian Indian because I live in India for the last 8 years, and my husband is Indian. So and I accept the culture, like I know the culture now. I can say that even to me, this kind of mentality and cultural thing has come. I would prefer anything coming through the reference, through the community, whom I know, like anything what I want to sort. I don't want to just Google and get it. I want to find it through some connections. And how to actually make sure that your connection expanding, like that you connected to one person to connect to other 5 person. If you connect to 5 people, like it's becoming like a very huge network like this.
It's a web of people, actually.
Yes, it's a absolutely web. So connecting like this, you can able to reach anybody. There is a theory, right? The six that you through 6 hands you can reach Barack Obama or Donald Trump if you want, through six
Correct.
connections. Everybody in the world connected through six connections. So developer community, I feel in India will grow, and it will grow in a bigger way. The only challenge which companies are like why we say that it's still a big thing, even it's present. Uh, for companies, it's a lot of efforts to build a community because in the community you can't sell your product directly. That's not the way how the community would be built because you're not building kind of I'm not sure if developers knows about like Oriflame, Amway, when people are sell their stuff through each other. So it doesn't work like this. The trust level will really drop. Secondly, you don't sell, so it doesn't reflect directly on your ROI. It's a very long-term investment. You have to keep engage community. It means that keep organizing events, creating hackathons, share the knowledge consistently, because once you stop doing it consistently, the community will die. The community need leader, right? Secondly, you should stay on the top of the technology, and it means that your own team members shall keep upgrading their knowledge. So you shall have community leader on such way who is firstly connector, can bring the right speakers, mentors to the community. Secondly, is a quick learner who's keep learning the technology. Thirdly, understands how to serve the community and hearing the feedback and converting feedback into some kind of a product, which is very quickly. So the person shall have these all three qualities, and believe me, it's very difficult to hire such person. It's really, really difficult because it's the person who shall understand technology, who shall be techie, who shall be extrovert, who shall be person who is smart enough to connect with people, who know how to approach people. It's kind of contradictory qualities in one person that you're trying to find. And it's so hard that a lot of companies on a smaller scale can't do that because such people are on a very high demand. who are able to execute it, who are able to do that. And why companies are building their communities? What is the benefit of the company? If they don't sell directly, if they don't see ROI quickly, because you can do a lot of things to see ROI very quickly. Why they desire, and why it's still a big thing, like still after 5 years and still people keep creating communities and putting so much efforts into building communities. There are multiple reasons. First, in the community itself, you are building your brand advocates, the people who join Nimbella Serverless community. And when you give, I give you free knowledge, I'm giving you interesting updates, no kind of bullshit updates. I don't give you promotional updates. I connect you with a mentor. I support you technically. I suggest and create for you and find really valuable resources to learn serverless, not just without promotion. When I give, and plus the person behind you already can connect. Like anybody can connect with me or our CTO. And you already know the person, and person keep giving to you and not asking anything back. It's a human nature that you will at least start liking me and feel some sympathy because I'm your helper, right? And that you know that I'm part of Nimbella because it's Nimbella Serverless community very quickly, very clear, sir. So slowly, with the matter of time, you become a brand advocate of the community. You will always speak good about this community, right? And imagine that's how we started with network. So you have in your community 500 active members who feel sympathy for the people who build this community. These 500 members, at least each of them have 5 friends. And they will speak good about the community or share with their friends. And it's becoming kind of for the company a snowball, which is rolling, increasing, increasing. In the beginning, it's very tough to build it and develop the ball actually. But then when it starts rolling, it just increasing the speed and becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. And at that point of time for the company, it's very important not to lose a community touch, because when you receive like 5 queries in a day, I can answer it personally, or Roderick, our CTO of the company, can answer. But if you have a 500 queries in a day, it's very difficult to answer. And have this kind of connection with the user, kind of connection with your community member. So that's a challenge, but more or less it's becoming like kind of brand, the machine that create your brand awareness, and it's coming organically without expenditure, without money. So you actually with your own efforts, with your goodwill, with helping people, you are buying the people trust in your brand. You're buying the sympathy. You're buying that they will speak on behalf of your brand, and they will bring you clients at the end of the day. So that's point one, why companies creating developer communities. They want to create such kind of snowball machine that will work for them. It's a very long-term process thinking. You can't build it in 2 months, in 3 months. It takes years. And the second thing that, for example, SEMrush does not sell to developers anything, but to hire a good developer, it's another big thing. It's a very, very expensive affair. So many HR agencies exist who is taking 100% commission on any developer's yearly salary. Imagine you pay 1 year to the agency the salary of developer just because you want to hire the right person. And when you have your own developer community, when you organize your own challenges, it's not kind of a secret anymore for anybody. The person who is usually getting like first, second, or third winner, getting connected either with HR, getting connected with somebody, and everybody start approaching the person for getting some job or something. That's kind of finding the right people who will run your company. And the developer-centric companies, they cover both. They usually, when they grow, they hire more developers. They see in the community who is already have attached to their brand, who is already have the right mindset, because you speak with a person non-stop. The person who already participated in challenges, you see hard skills, you know the soft skills, you know the personality. So you also can hire within the community itself. So it's becoming kind of, that you create your brand awareness, you're building the trust in developer community. Your community is bringing you indirectly customers and paid users. And your brand shall stay on the top of the mind. That's something which, as a startup at Nimbella, we are doing right now. That when people are saying serverless backend platform, everybody shall say Nimbella. And how to become this answer, like mm, I'm not speaking about top of rank on the top of Google. It's other algorithms, but how to be on the mind of the person, to community, because he heard, he participated, he tried this, he tried that, he participated in the hackathon, like which we've done together, like developer IPL, then the fast wars and the other events and the conferences with the top speakers, then a guest contribution where you can write for Nimbella and Nimbella even will pay you money. You even receive some small money, like really small money. You receive small money, but for your contribution via learnings. So you're on the top of your mind, interacting so much with the brand. Your backend serverless platform, it will come out from your mouth. It's Nimbella. And you will tell your friend, for example, who wants to find the right serverless platform. You will tell Nimbella. That person will try. The product is good. He will suggest to some colleague. You understand? That's how it's growing. So that's two purposes which companies are delivering, and that's why it's next big thing. Because everybody wants to have the loyal developers who will speak on your behalf, and the developers which will bring you the right users and make your company grow. And the second, each and every tech company has facing a problem of hiring, challenge, not problem, a challenge of hiring the right developers. So to hire through developer community and save money of not paying a lot of money to HR agencies, you can do it on your own. So these two main problems which every tech company is solving, customers and the right talent, community is serving. That's why it's the next big thing. Yeah.
I completely agree with you. And even from an individual developer's perspective, if I had to take advantage, like, or if I have to take advantage of this growing ecosystem, I would definitely suggest all of the developers out there just join any community, any sort of community to begin with. Start understanding how it functions, start seeing value in you joining it, and then keep upskilling a little. Like, so there's a lot of examples out there. So you could be a part of a Discord community that loves, for example, that loves Node.js. Now you could be a part of it, and or there are communities that only talk about front end. So you could be a part of part of a community or like a Slack channel that has content posts on it about front end development, and eventually you could keep growing to actually be a moderator of the channel, and then your brand presence keeps increasing, and that will open a lot more opportunities for you. So just like how the brand recall increases, your personal brand recall also increases a lot. So that is one way in which you could actually leverage these communities to your advantage, and to how most organizations want their own communities to your advantage. So I think that was very well said also, Yulia. That was very well summed up. But you mentioning about how the brands have started doing this, and you are a pro at getting into communities, building them from scratch, and I think a large part of it goes to your work ethic, the way that you function. I think the way that you interact with people, and you've had 12 plus years of experience now. If there were top three tricks that you could give us with work ethic that you need to develop to get into communities, what would they be?
So top three tricks if you are developing the community, if you are creating the community, right?
If you want to be a part of the community.
Oh, if you want to join and be a part of the community.
Yes.
Okay, how to join and be a part of the community. So I will give you kind of roadmap how to build your personal brand within the community. Um, Firstly, I will not suggest you to join more than like 5 different directions. Try to understand where you're focused, because it's better to be in something one, but very specific and known details, than to know front end, back end, Node, React. Okay, Node, React still connected. Like I don't know, Scala, and then no knowledge and everything and then becoming a mess. And at the end of the day, you're good at nothing. That's really horrible. So focus, understand where you want to, what you want to learn. Join like three, four. Here you can join as many communities as you want, but on a very specific topic, ensure that you learning from it. Try to diverse your knowledge. Like it's really not good for developer telling that I know everything. It means that you know nothing. It's better to be specific and keep learning the particular either language, either technology. So it's much better to do that and stay focused. So be kind of a niche developer, but ensure that your niche is growing. It's also very important that the niche is not dying. And focus on that. Firstly, join, and as you said, I will completely agree with you. And you wrote that firstly, try to understand what is happening there, attend, maybe as a silent listener, participate, learn, uh, attend 10 events. 10 events, 10 challenges. By events, I mean not only meetup or webinars or anything. It could be a challenge, it could be a kind of a hackathon, it could be mentor session or roundup session. Attend and just see what is happening here. And try to identify key drivers of this community. Because in these 10 events, for sure, you will see the organizers. You will understand who are the top speakers in that, and identify like top 4 people with whom you want to connect. It shall be organizers, top speakers, and top people who already knew the community, from who feels like that's their house, who is commenting non-stop, who's attending everything, and who's very active, who kids around with each other in comments, because when you have a huge community, it happens. So connect with kind of old community members, old in terms of, I mean, that who are very experienced with them, and ask them on this particular topic because they already know a lot of things. For example, you join the community of Node.js, as you said. So ask like, what is the best Node.js course for beginners, free of cost? They will tell you. They will not try to sell you, any influencer course, because there is a lot of kind of, influencers who's creating their course. They will tell you like multiple courses which is free, and mostly they are organized by big companies who are just doing evangelism because they can afford it. And usually their content is much better than any influencer because their production team is much bigger than one influencer. And production team, it means that they have a methodology, they have a video production team who is doing the production itself, that visually they have a kind of a person who creates the practical part because they can afford it. The one influencer can't afford it. So you ask them, they will suggest you first the top courses. Then you connect with the speakers and start working, like start building on Node.js something. And then when you feel stuck somewhere, connect with speakers and ask them, how can I solve it? So you will receive the hack, and you will understand how the mindset of a very experienced developer working, how he's going through some kind of loop which you can't as a junior solve, because you will understand the mindset and how he's thinking. So that will help you to kind of find shortcuts and how to solve multiple technical problems, and connect with the old members, the very experienced members, and also like maybe share your work for reviewing. Like can you please review my work? I see that you're very experienced and you are part of this community. So I've seen you on XYZ events. Try to connect during events itself. Like be like maybe 5, 6, just try to learn what's happening. Then try to leave the comment and stay active, that people also will remember you. And like communities, mainly what people are happy to share here is learnings, right? The knowledge they're happy to share. Don't try, I will tell you top 3 mistakes, like what people usually do joining the community. The mistake number 1, they join on the first day, they don't know what is happening, they don't know technology, and they write, and especially in India, people especially from India, they write, hi madam, I'm the last year student of XY university, can you give me some job? Don't do that. It doesn't, like, first people would not reply to you because such message kind of have all mistakes which you can uh, put in one message, because you are trying to get out of something of me, a special job, right? When you don't show me any value, why shall I hire you? Maybe I know top of I mean, I know a lot of companies who is hiring in tech industry developers. Like, I really can connect. But when somebody is telling me I have a lack of experience, I'm graduating from no name knowledge, college, no name college, and straightforward asking me how can you give me a job, it kind of a victim position, which nobody wants. Everybody wants to have a proactive person who will work in the company. The second mistake which you can do, that you always keep quiet and trying to be kind of shy and silent community member, which nobody ever would know, and you will be invisible to others, and it could still work in offline events, because offline at least your face would be recognizable after some time. But here nothing would work, because you would be not visible completely, and people would not even see that you are a quick learner, that you are keen to understand, you're keen to like, you are here, nobody understands. So be proactive, don't feel shy. Being shy didn't help anybody in this world, what I feel. It's like absolutely useless quality, just don't go for it. And the third mistake which people usually do, it's kind of opposite of shy. That's a person who is a student who still has a very, very limited experience and feels that he's already a superstar, and start kind of teaching experienced people, like start trying arguing with speaker, or trying to say no, it's not the way how it's done, some kind of like this attitude. It would not last you longer. Maybe you will be visible in certain event, you will be visible in the second event, people will remember you for sure, but people will remember you like this annoying guy. And
For the
believe
wrong
me,
reasons.
yes, it's not a kind of personal brand which you want to ensure and stay on the top of the mind. So there is a three top mistakes which you shall not do. You shall not message and from the victim position and trying to say that I'm just want some job. Try to deliver the value and try to tell that I attended these events, I'm learning these things. Do you know any companies who is required the freshers with such skill set? That will be the right offering. Don't be a shy guy which is always silent listener, which is not visible to anybody. And don't be that annoying guy who is trying to prove that he's the smartest one in the room. That's three kind of top mistakes people do joining any community.
100%. I mean, I've had a lot of people reach out to me saying, "Hey, is it possible? Can you give me a job at Hackerearth?" And guys, there's definitely a way to there's a process to kind of go through it. You need to reach out to the right kind of audience. You need to reach out to the right kind of people first off, and there's a format to kind of going through it, right? So I would definitely love to recommend people directly to organizations that I'm in connect with, but there is obviously a process. I need to see some kind of value, because again, at the end of the day, when you reach out to a recruiter directly, it's their job to select the right candidate. So you need to show that you add value before they can actually confirm on, you know what, hey, let's give you a shot. So just have the right kind of presence, and always, even if you are shy, like Yulia did mention, even if you're not very vocal, I think you should have some kind of presence on social media. When it comes to LinkedIn or say GitHub, your GitHub profile needs to have a lot more than just just projects which have no output at all. Your GitHub profile needs to have a lot more than that. Then you need to add a lot more internships onto LinkedIn, under projects and experiences, because that really is very eye catching to any recruiter. And please don't fake it. Nobody actually appreciates you faking experiences or internships, which, so if you are putting something that's not very honest, um, recruiters will know, recruiters will understand, because senior hiring managers will definitely get to know about it. Which brings me to the next question, Yulia, which is how important do you think is it to showcase anybody's a developer's skills on social media and to have a very strong social presence?
Well, I said that you actually answered the question on your own. GitHub for developers. A lot of developers are introverts, and that's a fact, because you like to work with machine, you don't want to get distracted, you want to focus and deliver a clean code, right? But where you have to be active, keep uploading the project, keep shows the deployment, that keep showing what you're working on is GitHub. And GitHub stars really matters, really matters. In terms of company, in terms of the personality, it's something which really matters and something which you have to keep delivering. LinkedIn is nice to have a kind of normal profile. Normal, I mean that clear explaining who you are from professional perspective, what you do, which courses did you complete, which internship did you have, and what is your skill set. It's good to have also the review from the managers who hired you for the internships. Like they give the short interview reviews and explain, like sharing their experience with you. Do you really need to be an Instagram star being a developer? No, nobody cares. Do you need to be a Twitter star? No, nobody cares. Even Twitter is the most developer friendly platform yet, developers mostly. Then other social media which I suggest is Stack Overflow. It also matters to connect there. Then the second I suggest Reddit. Reddit has a subreddits groups, which is very good, and also you can be active here to connect again. And usually people on Stack Overflow and Reddit, they usually a little bit more senior, because it was a boom on the time, like 7 years ago. So they got this experience. 7 years past, right, when it was on the boom. So you can connect maybe with hiring managers here, because the chance is much more that you will find the right person. So that kind of one more platform which I want to mention for developers is Product Hunt. Product Hunt, I feel that it's very important if you want to join a startup ecosystem as a startup developer. And it also makes sense. Like I completely agree, there are two types of people who wants to join a big organizations like Facebook, Google, and who wants to work with startups. But usually with startups, you learn much more than in a big organization, because here you are responsible for soulless, and the startup you're responsible for at least 3 times or 5 times more.
You are a part of the entire project, so you are an essential part, and you're given like a lot of responsibility. So
absolutely, and you see the value which you deliver, because you can see how, because of your certain part, the whole product works. So it's very important. So Product Hunt, if you want to join startup communities, you can see the products which are being launched there. Usually it's a growing startups. It's a startup on a growing stage, and maybe you can just go review their code, try their product, to share the feedback there. Usually the person who is launching the product on Product Hunt, the maker usually is a CTO or CPO or somebody who is absolutely the right person who is making decision in the final decision in onboarding somebody or not onboarding somebody. So it's very quickly and easy how to get exposed to those people, how to connect with them. And secondly, when somebody launch on Product Hunt, and for example, you're on the final stage while you are looking for a job now, you can go to the product itself. Firstly, try the product, write the review of the product in the comments. People will appreciate if it's a very detailed feedback, not just like thumbs up, it's a great product. Of course, it can be written by anybody. But if person understands that you really tried the product, what you found, what you like, what you dislike, negative feedback is always welcome, because people wants to hear where they're actually lacking, right? What could be improved. If you can go to the product and try to review the code or try to find some bugs, that's even more wonderful, because it's the right person to pitch and say that, see, these bugs I found, and maybe if you can offer the solution how to solve these bugs, then 100% you're hired. That's the next platform which I suggest. So coming like to the short, GitHub is the number one, which is extremely important. Second, LinkedIn in a formal way where everything shall be clear in terms of your history and your knowledge and your skills, as well as the feedback from the internship which you completed. It's very important. So don't focus on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. It doesn't give really much value to the developer profile. Focus on Stack Overflow, Reddit. Try to be a part of the community there and answer questions and actively ask questions. People usually reply also very willingly, and try on product hunt new products which you recently launched. Stay on the top of the technology. Connect with decision makers. It's a great chance to connect with decision makers, with CTO or CPO in the company. You can write just in the network message that, hey, I seen you launched today on Product Hunt. I tried the product. It's awesome, horrible, whatever you feel after it. Want to network with you, want to share more feedback with you. Believe me, any CTO or any CPO will connect you immediately because person wants to hear your very valuable feedback. So this is top 4 platforms for developers in terms of social media.
100%, I agree. And guys, like a small advice: if you want to be a part of a project, an open source project, or if there are a bunch of open source projects out there, please contribute to them. And if you really want to be a part of them, and if there's something that you do not understand about a particular project, don't feel shy to reach out to the founder or the owner. Just reach out to them, reach out to a bunch of people. There'll be a lot of comments. Just respond to all of those comments, or like reach out to anybody and be like, hey, listen, is it possible for us to connect so that you can help me out with this? And nobody's going to say no to you. That I can assure you of. The community is very welcoming, and the more the people, the much better it is for them. So bring your perspective, put it on the table, because people are going to love what you actually share eventually. So just keep going at it and keep contributing to the community, and the community is eventually going to give back to you. Yulia, which we don't have a lot of time left, which brings me to the last question, which is, if you had to give one piece of advice to everybody who is tuning in to listen to us, what would it
be? We are speaking about the freshers who just starting, right?
No, to the entire developer audience, everybody out there.
I will suggest you that be the first, write your code clean. That's the most important. Secondly, don't be scared or afraid to mentor somebody. That's the way how you can learn quickly. And from other side, don't be scared, afraid, shy to ask for help of somebody else, to review your code, to share some knowledge, to find some hacks or something. So be helpful in general. Be a helpful person who is happy as like helpful in terms of to give and to help, and be open enough to receive help back. It's very important. That's how community functions. That's what I feel.
I think that sums it up. Also, guys, a very small quote that I had read on LinkedIn recently was, like Yulia did, did explain that the community, or the efforts that actually see when we actually contribute to a community, is like the snowball effect. So it keeps rolling till you actually start seeing, okay, wait, this is going on its own. So you start seeing a lot of effects. The effect of a community, of you joining a community, and the positive aspects are, they always compound over time. So a very small deed that you actually put in today to the community, or helping somebody out in the community, is going to compound over time. Be it either in your personal brand, or be it with you needing help eventually with a project, or needing a job even, it's going to compound over time. So don't feel shy of actually helping, mentoring people out, and reaching out to them. So that would be my advice as well for everybody who is planning to join communities. Guys, we are going to be opening up questions, but we won't be taking a lot of them. You can direct these questions directly to Yulia or to me on LinkedIn, and we will make sure that we do answer these questions. For now, Yulia, we have a couple of questions. The others, obviously, we'll find a way to answer you guys, for sure. Yulia, the first question that's come in is, do we need any particular skill to join the communities that you've mentioned?
No, you don't need to have any particular skill to join. Actually, community is a wonderful platform to learn. So if you want to learn any skill, join it. My answer will be a little bit
Perfect.
different.
Perfect. Yulia, another question that's come in is, what is the right way to reach out to a recruiter on LinkedIn?
On LinkedIn, firstly, make sure that they're hiring, because hiring somebody like you where you can fit the role. And secondly, always present the value. Like, don't tell that I'm a fresher who just needs a job and please take care of my expenses. It would not work. Uh, Look from the company perspective. What value do you add to the prospect? Like, for example, cloud company is hiring, and you can tell that this is an open source which I'm contributed. For example, the OpenWhisk, Apache OpenWhisk that I contributed. This is a courses which I went through. This is my last internship which I've done in this company, and I'm really passionate about the cloud technology. And I would love to see if there are any opportunities in your organization for me. That will be kind of the way to present the value first, and then ask if any opportunities here. But before even asking, ensure that there are opportunities, because if you don't do your homework, just your message will be left on silent and nobody will get back to you. And it's very frustrating if you keep sending tons of messages and nobody is replying to you. Just don't frustrate yourself. Do your homework, better homework, to ensure that your people answer you.
Yashoda asks, can you suggest any community for full stack developers? Before you step in, Yulia, Yashoda, we have a bunch of communities on Slack, and I can share the links out to you if you can reach out to me on LinkedIn, or even on our email IDs of on Hackerearth. We would love to share the links to these communities, but Yulia, go ahead.
I will also say that reach out to me. I will drop you a few links because there is a few communities on Slack, as you mentioned. It's a very good for full stack developers. I think Hackerearth itself has a multiple hackathons, which is for full stack developers. Yeah, I think I've seen a bunch of hackathons that made for full stack developers. And you can search on meetup.com if you will not, like, I know mostly on Slack, the communities that run on Slack. And I'm happy to just reach out to me on LinkedIn. It's the right time to drop me an invitation, so I'll accept it immediately after the session and share a few links with you.
Perfect. Yashoda, I hope that helps you. Once you do reach out to us, don't worry, we'll help you out with a bunch of links that that'll redirect you to a lot of full stack communities. Guys, that's about it for today. Yulia, we have some questions which we have already answered. The rest will definitely be coming in your inbox, and I hope, guys, even if Yulia is very packed and her schedule is usually very packed, but you guys can definitely reach out to me and I'll forward it to Yulia, or you can directly reach out to Yulia. That's all right too. The LinkedIn IDs will obviously be in the description on YouTube once we do upload it there. Thank you so much, Yulia, for actually joining in and helping
I want to add the
audience.
last thing, that I really can be bad in replying on LinkedIn messages. I'm very honest, and I'm horrible on Twitter because I check Twitter once in a blue moon, and the same other social media. But the only thing against the power of community, coming back to our topic, like to our topic itself, theme itself, how to reach out to me very quickly. Go to Nimbella community on Slack. Ask any question. Ensure you that I will reply you day and night. 24 hours by 7.
That's amazing, Yulia. I think, again, guys, so just join the Nimbella Slack community if you have any questions for Yulia, or the others who are at Nimbella. Feel free, and they will definitely respond to you, like Yulia mentioned. So please reach out to us, and thank you so much, Yulia, for being a part of Hall of Code. We had a lot. It was a really insightful session for me, and I had a lot of fun having you over on the show. Are there any? Is there anything that you would like to say to everybody who's tuned in to watch to actually watch us?
I just want to wish everybody best of luck in their career. Like, it's very important. Do what you like. Enjoy your work. It's extremely important. Be passionate at what you're doing, and be a helpful person who give the hand to the others when it's needed. So always remember about this. That's, I believe, that how in general community functions. That you take and give. It's always two-way traffic. So that's all what I can say. And thank you very much for having me here. I truly enjoyed our conversation. And Hackerearth is one of my favorite developer platforms in terms of user experience, in terms of developers, in terms of I'm a big fan of your team, uh, the culture which you have in the organization itself. So thank you very much. It was really wonderful to be there today.
Thank you so much, Yulia, and we wish to have you on board again. And that's about it, guys, from our end. Stay tuned for the next episode of Hall of Code. It's going to be on YouTube. You can find all of the previous episodes also on YouTube in the next in probably by the end of this week. So do feel free to drop in any questions in the comment sections, and we'll be picking it up. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.